50 minutes of the campaign. Final 50 minutes of the campaign. Woo! If you're just joining, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here. I literally just lost everybody that was following, but that's okay. That's okay. We're back, and we are talking about garden geckos. I'm here with my friend, Gecko Bob. Alrighty, so last 50 minutes, what are we going to talk about? I think we're going to go through what we just talked about before we got cut off. I just had to do a quick update to our Board Game Binge Facebook group, letting them know, hey guys, we're like 6 pledges away from cracking 60,000. It'd be awesome if we could crack that mark. Got the wrong headphones in. Not that I need headphones, because quite frankly, I'm not talking to anybody except for myself. If you're not part of the Board Game Binge podcast group, please join it. Go to Facebook, type in Board Game Binge. It's a private group. You just have to answer a couple questions like your favorite board game. You can literally just hit the space bar. It doesn't matter. It just keeps the bots out. But joining that group, you can get access to videos that we have interviews with people across the board game industry. We've had Jim Hudson on there, Jamie Stagmeyer, Andrew. Oh, God. Why can I not think of one of the greatest artists of all time on board games? I'm having like a brain gap today, but whoever did, somebody help me out. Everdell. Who did Everdell's artwork? Anyway, we had him on the podcast. Great dude. Bosley. There we are. Andrew Bosley. We had Andrew Bosley on the podcast. 30-minute episodes. You can tune in. Quite frankly, just go Board Game Binge on wherever you download your favorite podcasts, and you can pull the audio from there. 30-minute episodes. Every week we interview somebody new. Let's do it while you're commuting to work, brushing your teeth, whatever. Bingeable, bite-size, great little episodes. Feel free to join us, but join our podcast group. We really appreciate it on Facebook. Okay. We're here to talk about garden geckos. So garden geckos, if you go on Kickstarter right now and type in garden geckos, it will bring you to our campaign for, again, garden geckos. This is the game that is literally 50 minutes left in our, almost 45 minutes left now, I guess, in our campaign. We're trying to finish. We're trying to cross that 60,000 Canadian mark. That's literally $500 in the next 45 minutes. Not impossible. It's going to be a stretch, but not impossible. So do your part. Share it if you don't mind. But again, if you want to join us, that would be awesome to be part of this campaign. Limited run. This isn't going to retail. Any extra copies I get made will, if you can catch me at a convention, I'll be selling them there while quantities last. Maybe offer a web store, potentially Amazon. Depends on how much we get made. But right now, it's looking like we're obviously making at least 1,000 copies because we have 884 backers on this campaign. And we want to make sure we have enough for people with their add-ons and so forth during the pledge management stage. We are going to print this very fast because we've actually made the game already in a small run for reviewers. The reviewer feedback has been overwhelming and very, very appreciative. And it's just, I'm so grateful for the feedback that the coverage that the reviewers have given us. And but we've already made this game. So we're making some tweaks to it, obviously, but nothing that's going to slow production down. In fact, all the dial lines, everything is ready to go. So we're going to be able to produce this very fast, and people will get this in their hands before Christmas, and which means we're delivering yet another campaign early versus what we originally committed. I am going to show the campaign really quickly for those who want to go through it. We're going to talk about it, and I'll answer any questions you have. Throw them in the live chat. If you're on Instagram or joining us on YouTube, your chats are coming through. For some reason, the chats on TikTok are not coming through, which is just bananas because that's where most of our listeners are. But Lula TV is who we use to connect our streams to our different channels. And unfortunately, Lula does not pipe in the TikTok chat. So I don't know if that's an issue with TikTok, issue with Lula. Not really sure. I could do one of these just straight to like face to phone, but the sucky thing about that is you can't share screens. And I know that TikTok has a developer section where you can stream and, you know, connect it to like OBS or one of these platforms. But unfortunately, that's not available in Canada. So, which is where I'm located. So I have to kind of like a rat cobbled together with different software packages, and I use Lula TV. So let's get into the campaign, shall we? All right, website. Oh, I'm going to unshare this. This was a screen I was sharing earlier, and I'll show that again later. But essentially what we're talking about doing is maybe doing changing the artwork on the box for the final production based on some feedback some people had, because they found that although the box is fun, light, cute, some people may perceive it to be a kid's game, and it's not a kid's game. Definitely a family weight game, but it's not a kid's game. So we put some thought in behind maybe we go more of an abstract box. We're going to have all of our backers weigh in on that. If you're a backer, you'll get the vote as well. And the backers will decide. So campaign, we're sitting at $59,477. That's Canadian dollars. Man, it'd be awesome to crack 60. We'll see. 45 minutes to go. 43 minutes now to go. We got 884 backers. Thank you for everybody that supported this campaign thus far. This is a tile placing game. You place hex tiles. You're placing your family geckos on those hex tiles. You're trying to achieve different terrain objectives, trap bugs, and score different objectives through forming different bug chains and hex tile patterns. This game's 14 plus. We do that for two reasons. One, just regulatory standpoint, it's much easier. Although we do all the testing, it's getting a little bit crazier here in Canada. If you have under 14 on your box, the Canadian government considers it basically a game for a toddler, which is really, really dumb. Like, they don't have like bands of age. It's basically you're in diapers or you're 14 years old. So 14 plus allows us to obviously do our testing, but just not deal with some of the headaches around there with shipping, importation, and so forth. We do also have 14 plus because there are a lot of small parts in this game. We want people choking on it if they're playing without adult supervision. 6 languages, 5 of those are going to be digital rule books, but we'll have it in. We might even add a 6th language. We might do it in Dutch as well. We'll see, and potentially even Japanese and Chinese, or Mandarin, I guess. Probably not Cantonese, but probably Mandarin. 72 meeples in this game. Thick hex tiles, premium components. So we're going to go through kind of the game. We've got these starting hex tiles you get when you place the game. The person who's the last player gets to choose what the starting bug is. So the game always starts differently depending on who backed. Oh, thanks. Just got another backer. Nicholas pledged. If you're watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Brings us up to, I think we're at 59,500. Wow, we're getting really, really close to that 60. Objective cards, we've got bug objectives, terrain objectives, get into this in a second, and then hidden objectives. There's 42 of those cards, linen finish premium. 72 premium bug meeples. Let me show you these meeps. They are awesome. And yeah, I just called them meeps. Sue me. All right. Here we go. I'm going to show you those meeps. So on the last feed, they got cut off for some reason. I showed my Ladybug Meeple first because it's my favorite. But I'm going to show you my second favorite Meeple, which is Fruit Fly. I just love these so much. I love these so much. I think what I'm going to do is when I get production, I'm going to get an extra run of production. I would love somebody to create some kind of a cool collage in a frame with the cards and the bugs that I can frame and put on my wall. I think that would be just the coolest thing ever. And of course, these are Ladybug meeples that are my actual favorite ones. Look who just joined. The man, the myth, the legend himself. Elixir Games, buddy. Welcome. Thanks for joining me on my last pitch, the last 45 minutes. I really do appreciate it. Okay, so those are the meeples. Very, very excited about the meeples. And let's get into some more screen sharing. We've got the gecko meeps. All right, so with the gecko meeples, colorblind friendly. Let me pull the colors out here. So a lot of people like green, a lot of people like blue. So people get both colors, your favorite color. But say you both want to play in the same game. Might be tough to tell the difference if you're colorblind. what we've done is we reversed the other side of the meeple has got a pattern. So if somebody wants to play blue and green in the same game, one person just flips their meeples over and they play the pattern side, so you can tell them apart. Colorblind friendly meeples, we did that with the pink and the red as well. And yeah, they show up awesome. So people that are colorblind, no problems with this game. That's something we wanted to put some effort behind to make sure that we're accommodating that. 59,600. We are so close to cracking that 60. Help us out, folks. We got 40 minutes to go. Okay, 8-page rule book's probably going to end up being 12 pages because of solo mode we've added in there. It takes up an additional page. So we'll see. I might be able to shrink things down, but I definitely want it to be readable. So it's either going to be 8 or 12 pages. You can download the rulebook right off our Kickstarter page here. Check it out. Low rules overhead. That's what the Board Game Rundown said. Inside lid printing. As one thing I love to have in all my games, I gotta move this. It's gonna keep driving me nuts. Is inside lid printing. This is something that I have on every game since our second game we launched. Doesn't cost that much extra, but it does, I think, add a lot to the aesthetic of the game and just helps put a smile on your face when you're playing. So that's added to the box, and that is included. That's not a fake stretch goal, folks. That is part of the campaign. You back the game, you automatically get that. 2 component trays. This was something we were going to have as an add-on, and we end up being able to work out some good pricing with our manufacturer, which is What's Games. They are awesome. Shout out to What's Games. Shout out to Drew, who's my contact in the States for What's Games. You guys do amazing, amazing work. And these trays, they create these trays. They look awesome. You pop them out of the box, pop the lid, drop it on the table, you're ready to go. Great way to organize a game. Table presence is something that really, really we want to focus on. And so that's what we did. And I'm pretty happy with the way this looks on the table. And most of our content creators said the exact same thing, that they're really, really impressed with how this thing shows on the table. And as well, they're impressed with the premium components. So as I said, linen finish on the box, on the cards, on the tiles, inside lid printing. We have thick hex tiles, 4 color UV printing on. Actually, we're gonna go. I think we're gonna do litho versus UV on this. I might actually change this in the next 5 minutes before this page locks. That might be good to do. We're gonna do UV printing, but the factory just told me that it might actually make them less sharp in the resolution. And this litho is holding up really, really well. So the litho might look more premium. So whichever option looks more premium, we're going to stick with. All meeples are wooden, colorblind friendly, as we said. Reclosable trays. No stretch goals. We do the best game we can right from day one. We don't play any of these shenanigans with fake stretch goals. You know what just crushes my soul? When you go up and then somebody drops their pledge. Right at the 11th hour. Why? Why would you do that? Oh, well. Guess what? You don't get that game if you back out. You're never getting it. All right, so back now. Why? We are a small publisher, so it's literally a company of one. Been doing this now for 5 years. Got a lot of people in my extended team, but it really is kind of a one-man show running this business and doing this as a side gig, which is tough. It's pretty much every evening, every weekend to make this a reality, but it's something I absolutely love and will continue to do. You get the confidence you're going to get your game. One of the benefits of backing a small producer is you're going to get a game that may be exclusive, that your friends may never be able to get. You could be the only one owning that game because, again, they're going to be small runs, right? We're going to produce what we need for the campaign, probably 10% more, and that's it. So by backing the campaign, you're guaranteeing that you're getting a copy of the game. How to play this game. So let's go through it. All right. So you place a tile on the board, matching the side of another tile that's already on the board. And you place your gecko on it. That's as simple as the tile placing goes. Place a tile, you place a gecko on the tile you just placed. Make sure one side matches. What you're trying to do in this game is 3 kind of things simultaneously. One is you're trying to surround tiles, and if you completely surround a hex tile, the last person to place a tile, if it's a tie, is going to decide who's awarded the tile in the center, or whoever has the most geckos touching that tile in the center gets a bug, a meeple that matches the bug that's in the center of that tile. That meeple is worth 1 point at the end of the game. So every time you collect a bug, that's worth a meeple. Then you're also trying to, there's a market of objective cards, and it's public. Anybody can try to get them. There's terrain objectives and there's bug objectives. Terrain objectives, you're trying to have your family of geckos on top of the patterns that correspond with the pattern sequence you have on those cards. If you can do that, you collect that card, you win it. You have to contribute a tile placement to that objective to actually score it. If you score that objective, then a new one gets dealt from the market to replace it. So you're kind of competing to try to get there first. The objective cards, you get the points that for 1 point for every meeple on the bottom of the card is going to be what you're awarded. Next, you have the bug objectives. The bug objectives, you get, if you can match the patterns on that card, you can win the objective. So these are the bugs that are in between where your meeples are located. If you can connect one bug to the other bug, so if it's a parallel pattern and you match what's the same pattern that's on those cards, you can collect the objective card and you score the points that are on the bottom of the card. You then also have your bonus objectives. If you have a secret terrain bonus objective, if it's at the end of the game, the largest connected continuous pattern that matches that objective, you score 1 point for every segment that's in that pattern. Or if you have a secret of bug objective, you take all your objective cards that you've collected, and at the end of the game, the bugs at the bottom of those cards, you get 2 bonus points for every bug that shows up. In addition to any meeples that match that secret objective, you get 2 bonus points for that. So in this case, this person's got 3 ladybugs in the bottom of their objective cards and 2 ladybugs as meeples they've collected. They get 10 bonus points. We do have advanced rules that if you can put Chits and Cardboard, welcome, buddy. If you can cover up the meeples on objectives you've collected with meeples you've collected, that card will score bonus. Adds yet another layer of scoring in the game for people who like to get really thinky. And that's it. Solo mode, very puzzly. Same rules, solo mode, but you are a single family of geckos. And those geckos, you're going to have your 3 tiles. You place a tile, place a gecko on it. You're trying to achieve these different patterns. And then what you're going to do is going to have a second family of geckos you're going to play as nuisance. And what that is this bit of an autonoma where you flip over the top tile from the tile stack, and you must play that tile. And if it doesn't fit, there's no legal play, you draft another one until you have a legal play, and you must play that tile. And then you place your gecko on it, and those geckos are going to get in the way and prevent you from hitting your particular objectives. Again, it plays very quick. This game plays in about a single player can play this, and single to 2 players, like a 15-20 minute game. If you're playing as like 6 players, this game could go up to about 45 minutes, but it's never more than an hour for a game like this. A lot of fun. We also have how to play videos, one I've done. Tabletop Tolson's done one, Gaming with Enos, and then No Shelf Space. We have the plushie as an add-on. You can add the add-on. Thanks, Chits. Take care, buddy. He's got to head out. The garden geckos, we have the gecko you can add on to your pledge. So if you like plushies, we're only going to make about 150 of these. So if you get one, it's exclusive because we're only making 150. I'm not getting in the plushie game. I'm in the board game. So this will just be a fun little add-on. And then once they're gone, they're gone. First player marker, we have these as well. These get, if you can add these onto your campaign, they're made of metal. It's got a magnet on the back. Our backers voted and they wanted the metal versus pins. That simply clips onto your shirt. And you can walk around in style. And then we've got the, let's see here, the dispenser. My buddy Kevin Levy designed this. So this is 3D printed files. So we don't actually include the dispenser. You have to print it yourself if you have a 3D printer or know somebody that does. But it's super cool. It does fit in the box. So we'll send those files to the campaign as well. Bunny Drops. This is designed by Megan Staley, my niece. This is an add-on you get as part of the game. Lots of fun. It's got that flip card mechanic like you have in Point Salad. You're trying to collect rabbits and feed them, but avoid the bunny drops. Unless you can clean up the bunny drops, and if you can get brooms to clean up the bunny drops, so they actually score positive points. It's a lot of fun. We got a how to play video here. And then our pledge tiers. You have 2 tiers, very simple. Base pledge, get the game, or the all-in bundle. You choose what you want to do. And then our reviewers. have just been very, very generous with their comments and their content. And once again, thank you to all of you content creators who created content. I couldn't have done it without you. This is probably the most positive feedback I've ever had on a game we've launched. There literally was no bad feedback. It was all good. And usually you can count on 3 to 4 reviews to be bad. It was awesome. And I was so happy to just get the feedback we got. The bottom of the page, I've also got images of our different content creators. If you click on any of these images, it'll take you to their pages to check out their content. They all got great content. And this, where is it here? There was one that was called... it was not Board Games After Dark. Here it is, Board's Eye View. If you click on this one, it'll take you to their page. They put a camera in the middle of the table that then you can use your mouse to scroll around and actually look around the different sides of the table and kind of look around the game, which is just a cool technology. Kudos to our team. Again, Megan, she designed Bunny Drops. Cesar Ayala Delgado, he's the illustrator. We just had people illustrate these games. This is not AI. This is all people. Sarah Pepe, Andrew Gilpin, thank you for your help in the rules. You guys made our rules better. And, of course, shipping rates are at the bottom of the game. So that's it, my friends. We have 30 minutes left. And I'm going to use this last 30 minutes to try to hustle and see if we can push us over the 60. If you're watching, do me a favor, give us a pledge. Even $1 helps. All pledges are welcome and appreciated. Thank you so much for everyone that helped us in this journey. It really does make my dreams come true and keep us in this game, in this industry of creating games. It's so fun. It's a lot of work, but it is so rewarding. And there's nothing better. There's no greater feeling than seeing somebody pull out a game that you've created at game night and throw it on the table and have a lot of fun and laugh and play with it. And it just warms my heart, and it's why I do this. And well, I'll keep doing this as long as I can. So until then, my friends, thank you so much. Take care. Please send me a pledge, and thanks for your support.